Spacey Sims, and we are here today with our whole new game. So, as I'm pretty sure I promised at the end of Kikuya, Taisho Alice. Yay! I'm sure you figured that out from the thumbnail and the title and from this. But anyway, in case you didn't, there you go. So, couple things about this. This is only episode 1, as you can probably tell from over here. So there is only 2 routes out right now, Cinderella and Red Riding Hood. If you're playing along with Spacey Go, which we rarely ever talk about, but I know some of you were old school and still follow along with that, you do get your 6 degrees of code realized because, for, I guess, the game as a whole, but also for this, because Saint Germain and Lupin are the voices of our boys for both of these. So that's great. Anyway, yeah, there's only 2 routes. I'll be honest, I did not have fun trying to set this up. I've been very, irritated because fighting with this between windowed and full screen, and windowed not looking good when I was trying to record it because it looked stretched out in my recording software, but then full screen when you try to change your name or you click random places, it'll change the window size, it'll window it, and then it gets frozen, and then it's like, I just don't understand why the game is this, fidgety, I guess, for the fact that it's $25 for 2 routes. I'm still a little miffed over that. I mean, I know I did pay the $25 for these 2 routes, and that's on me, and I kind of tried to do the math in my head. A lot of people were saying it's like 5 to 6 hours for each route, so I'm like, okay, if it's like 6 hours each route, then that's like $2 an hour, roughly. I mean, that's not bad. Still miffed about it, because I do think it's a little crazy that a fraction of a game is almost the price of a full game. But again, I made the choice to pay it, but that's just my thoughts on it. I think it's a little crazy. But if I had been like, yeah, sure, I'll get it. Oh, you know what? No, it's too expensive. I was going to wait for the winter sale, but I'm like, here's the thing. I got to record a bunch of stuff and get everything ready for around the Christmas time. And if I start a full game, I'm going to be in the middle of it. I'll probably have finished a route, but I'll be in the middle of the whole game when I have to come back after weeks of not recording and be like, after 2 days, I'm like, what the hell just happened? So after weeks? So this was kind of the best bet, because it's like, well, I mean, this was going to be perfect. We can finish the whole thing, and then I won't matter if I forget what the hell happened, because by the time episode 2 comes out, I'll have long forgotten, because it'll be a while. You know what I mean? So anyway, I begrudgingly paid $25 for this. I do think that's a little expensive for 2 routes. I think it's crazy. But here we are. It's fine. It's just going to be like an $80 game by the time you're done with it. But anyway, this game was actually localized once before, but apparently the localization was complete and utter garbage, and it was kind of one of those things where I would see posts of it and people would be making fun of it, and I'm like, I kind of want to play this just because the translation was terrible. This is another studio that's translated it, so from what I've heard, it's better, or should be better, because I think they have also, I'm not sure. Anyway, it should be better than the last one. So if you were looking forward to having a terrible translation, I can't promise you that. I'm sure there'll be some typos so we can make fun of Tim, because that's a thing. I think that's basically all I wanted to kind of get out there before we did this. So I am looking forward to it, because it looks nice. I do think it's a little expensive, but whatever. Maybe it'll be worth it. And honestly, I could have waited for a sale, but I revolved my entire day around this, so I mean, what are you gonna do? Anyway, let's jump in. I've already changed our names. I've set the options. If I remember, hopefully I remember, after we play our 2 routes, we'll go in and we'll just listen to some of the voice acting, because it's in the options. You can listen to a couple of the lines and everything, so that's nice. But anyway, I think that's, all I wanted to say. Just the 2 routes. Got our 6 degrees of code realized. See, I already forget what I was gonna make sure I explain better translation than originally when it was released. So I think somewhere out there, this game is out there, the full thing. I don't know where. Like, I don't know if it was on mobile. I don't know where people got it, but I know that it has a terrible translation out there somewhere, but I don't know where. Anyway, here we go. Suddenly, you find yourself lost in a world of darkness. Where am I? I keep walking and walking, but I can't seem to find an exit. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to mention. Bad timing. Really bad timing, Spacey. Since there are only 2 routes, what I've read is that it's structured kind of similar to like Amnesia Memories, where each love interest, it's kind of in their own world. So it'll make a little more sense that you aren't going to meet, you may meet the other love interests, I don't know, but maybe they're just like side characters in that route. But it's not like other games where you're like, there's a common route and then I'm going to pick this guy, but I can't because his route's not out. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of like they're in their silo worlds, kind of like Amnesia was, where like Kent was in his own little world where the other characters existed, but you chose that world and you were with Ken whether you liked it or not. You know what I mean? So I think it's structured, from what I understand, a little similar to that. So if for some reason the rest of the routes don't get released, which would be a shame, especially because they base the sale, like the early sales, if it does really good in the early days of when it's first released and everything, that's kind of what gives them the motivation to want to do the rest of it. And if I just spent $25 for 2 routes, you better goddamn localize the rest of it, motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. I mean, because otherwise, I'd have waited till this shit was on sale. I did this purposely, like, okay, well, I'll do it because then it'll help boost your numbers and then you'll release the rest of it and I'll be paying like $80 for this game, but like, maybe I'll buy the other ones when it's on sale and like, make up the difference. And okay, sure. So if I just did all that kind of calculation in my head and was like, I'm going to do this and spend $25 on 2 routes and you don't release the rest of it, I'm really going to be miffed. Like, if they release the rest of it and I can get it on sales and stuff, then it'll be worth it. And like, over the long run, it'll be cool. But anyway, so if for some reason the rest of it doesn't get released, at least we're not like, well, what the fuck happened? We've got almost 2 specific routes and they're games in themselves. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I'm thinking it'll be like what people said, Amnesia, and it'll be like, okay, we can play the 1 route and then never play the rest of it and we're good, you know? So hopefully, it would make sense, because then it would make more sense that that's how you release it in parts as opposed to the whole thing. Because you kind of can't do that with a lot of games. Like, well, we were going to do Code Realize, but we only did it in parts and you only got 1 route. Yeah, but what about everybody? Wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, so. Anyway, where am I? I keep walking and walking, but I can't seem to find an exit. It's so dark. I can't see a thing. I can't even tell how far I've walked or how much time has passed. No matter where you go, the scenery around you remains static and unchanged. It's as if the darkness has consumed everything. All sense of direction, even the very concept of time itself. Were you to stand perfectly still and hold your breath, the only sound would be that of your own heartbeat. What am I doing here? Who am I? You can't remember a thing. Yeah, Amnesia for the win. Really is like Amnesia, I guess. That's great. Not even your own name. I can't remember anything. That's a point on the board, I know that. Because this is a common trope. I bet I'm looking for someone too. Alone in the dark, fear and loneliness overwhelms you. Hello? Is anyone there? If you're there, say something, please. No one's here. Was I always alone, or did I get separated from someone? Am I missing someone? I feel like I'm missing someone. Is it a family member? Probably. I don't know. I don't know anything. You soon grow tired of walking, and yet every time you think to stop, something spurs you forward in spite of yourself. Maybe I'll find something just up ahead. Your morale is in tatters, and your legs are threatening to give out, but you press on regardless. Okay, like, so far, the translation seems pretty damn good. Because, I mean, it's not like you keep walking, you stop. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's choppy, and you're like, it's very simply structured. More like machine translate. This is actually translated and written out well. What on earth? Out of nowhere, the darkness seizes you by the leg, threatening to pull you down into its inky depths. No! You struggle with all your might, refusing to let the shadows swallow you up. With no way to tell left from right, you run blindly forward. And then, after an impalpable length of time, you meet a young man. You there. A young man with golden blonde hair and pretty blue eyes. He's Alice, by the way. I already know that. I've watched the intro. The intro music, by the way, is so reminiscent of London Detective Mysteria. I don't even know if it's the same artist or what, but there's something about it that's all I could think of. I was like, wait, what? It's not the same song or anything, but I was like, it just makes me think of it so much. So I don't know if it's like I said, the same artist or what, but it was, anyway. And his name is... I finally found you! Whoa. So tell me, who are you? What are you doing here? Do you know where we are? I found you! Who are you? Okay. Alright, I'm kind of enjoying this. I take back my griping about the $25. It's still a lot of money, but I'm having fun. 5 minutes in, so. How the hell should I know? You think you could just show up out of nowhere and interrupt me mid-sentence so you can tackle me to the ground? You're hurting me, fat ass. Could you get off me already? Oh my god, he's calling me out so hard. His eyes are pretty, though. They're like blue and purple. What's your name, anyway? Hello? Did you hear anything I just said? Are you brain dead? Is he supposed to be like our canon love interest? I don't think he's a love interest. I'm not sure. I'll have to, I don't know. He's not one of our current ones, but I don't know if he is, even. Is he? I don't know. Or are you a narcissist who loves the sound of your own voice so much that you'll happily ignore what anyone else has to say? Yes. I hate the sound of my own voice. I don't mind the sound of my voice until I listen to the recordings, and then I listen to what you hear, and I'm like, why do you people listen to me? Didn't anyone ever teach you the polite way to ask someone's name is to start by offering your own? Seriously, get the hell off of me! He's like a sassy little bitch. Kind of like it. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just so happy to see you, I couldn't help it. Finally, thank you. For a self-obsessed half-wit, at least you have the sense to listen, I'll give you that. And now maybe I won't suffocate to death. The thing is, I don't remember what my name is, or even what I'm doing here. So you can't introduce yourself? What, you got amnesia or something? Yes, this is an Otome game. I mean, that's par for the course. Most likely, yes. I've been trying to remember, but for some reason I just can't. Almost like I'm not myself. Everything's so fuzzy. Interesting. That's all you have to say? When I asked if you had amnesia, it was a little more than a guess based on the personal details you offered to me unprompted. In other words, it was just a reflex, a counter, a lip service, if you will. But rest assured, I haven't a single scintilla? Wow. I haven't a single scintilla. I don't even know. Was that a thing? Well, anyway, of interest in you, much less sympathy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I am impressed by the translation because, again, it's wordy. It's giving me London Detective Mysteria flashbacks, and I'm with just the language, and you're like, okay, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this. Yeah, I guess that's fair. We've only just met after all. So, what's your name? Who are you? Can you tell me where we are? You really don't know when to quit, do you? You know what they call people like you? Ditzy, insensitive, clueless. I have amnesia, jackass. You're no basket of kittens yourself. All right, the more this goes on, the less upset I am about the $25. It's like, okay, you know what? If we are paying for this kind of translation, you know what? Fuck it. $80 down the drain. Okay. All right. I'm okay with this. I was wrong. This is okay. This is worth it. Holy shit. I hope it stays like this. Oh, but I'd say I'm a saint compared to most people. Look at me, wasting my valuable time on a rude and thoughtless bore such as yourself. If you don't like me, you don't have to talk to me. Simple as that. If I didn't like you, we wouldn't be here right now. How do you know you like him? She's really innocent. What are you, some kind of masochist? Probably. I play these games after all. Listen, can we talk about you for a while? I want to know more about you. She has been wandering around in the dark, alone, clueless as to who she is, where she is, and there's literally been no one and nothing to look at, so I can't really blame her for this. Forget about me. Shouldn't you want to know more about yourself? You do have amnesia, right? Well, yes, but look, I spent all that time wandering alone in the dark, and now I finally found you. Of course I'm going to be more curious about you. He's like Orion, but like Orion was sweet and nice, and he's kind of a dick. Like, you don't even know your own name, and yet you'd rather a stranger tell you his? You're an odd one, to be sure. You think so? Obviously. How else am I meant to describe you? Weird? Abnormal? One corn dog shy of a picnic? I love this so much right now. Am I really that strange? Oh, I know. In that case, how about you choose a name for me? Excuse me? Whoa there, lady. Hold on a minute. How the hell did you come to that conclusion? Well, you said it's odd for me to ask a stranger his name when I don't even know my own. But I can't remember it, and you're the only other person here. And on top of that, you want me to introduce myself first. So if you choose my name for me, I'll have a name I can introduce myself with. It's like two birds with one stone. Oh, good grief. Pretty smart, am I right? You know, at first I thought, wow, her screws are so loose she's lucky she has any at all. But now I see it was wrong. You never had any to begin with. Just cobwebs and dust up there. Then again, without your memories, I suppose you wouldn't have much else to put up there. Will you give me a name? She's being way too calm and polite to someone who is being such a fucking douche. But he's got really great lines, so I don't hate him. I mean, I don't want to romance him, but I don't hate him. No way in hell. Why should I? Am I your dad? Your long-lost brother? I doubt it. We look nothing alike. Then what will you call me? I doubt I'll need more than a simple, hey you. Or you could just make something up yourself. I don't see why I have to be the one to decide for you. Okay, fine. Forget about me right now. So tell me about you. This is like the longest let's introduce ourselves ever. I kind of like it. And now we're right back to where we started. Stop dodging the question and maybe this conversation will get somewhere. My name is Alice, I think. I just love the fact that his name is fucking Alice. We're gonna meet Cinderella and Snow White, and you're like, I mean, you didn't even, like, I'm okay with the gender bending of, like, fairy tale characters, but it is kind of funny that, like, all of the typically, because there's even Gretel, not Hansel, Gretel. I love it. They're like, yeah, no, Cinderella sounds great for a dude. Like, if you ever wanted to romance Cinderella, I got you. We gonna do it, but backwards. You thought you were gonna be a dude romancing Cinderella. Oh, hell no. We a girl. And Cinderella's a guy, but whatever. Alice. I think I should have named myself Tim in this instead of Spacey. Just because... No, but Tim is a terrible typist. But we should have named ourselves something. I mean, Spacey could be a gender-neutral name, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. Nice to meet you, Mr. I think. Well, this was fun. Goodbye forever. At least, hopefully forever. Mr. I think! Okay, this game's funny. Look, I'm sorry. It was a joke, okay? Please don't go. I despise jokes. And that one made my skin crawl. I don't know, made me laugh. The next time you make another one of your stupid and funny jokes, I'm gonna pretend you don't exist. In other words, I'm gonna treat you like air. Wait, no. Air is too vital. I'll treat you like a pebble. Okay, I'm sorry. Glad to hear it. So you're Alice, huh? Cute name. But you're not sure it's really yours? Why's that? You know, sometimes you can be so quick on the uptake, and other times you're as dense as a goddamn brick. Make up your mind already. Will you please just answer the question? Fine, whatever. Since I'm a nice guy, I'll explain it in terms a half-wit like you can understand. I won't even charge you this time. Rejoice, peasant. Hooray! Long story short, I don't remember either. You don't remember your own name. Precisely. Now do you understand why I couldn't answer all your questions about where we are and why we're here? I wasn't ignoring you on purpose. I just don't have answers for you, that's all. That said, I didn't take kindly to your lack of manners either. It's probably the bigger reason now that I think about it. My experience is pretty much the same as yours. I can't remember how I got here or why. Didn't seem like that big of an issue, so I decided to hang out for a while. And then you showed up, and here we are. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of fucking love him. He's such a fucking asshole. He's so bitchy. It's so great. Oh, the sass. The sass is real. Unlike you, however, I did remember one thing. The name Alice. But you're not sure that it's your name. Indeed, could refer to anything, really. In fact, if you think about it, it would make less sense if it was my name. After all, Alice is a girl's name. Hardly appropriate for an alpha male such as myself. I think it's funny that they're calling out the fact that, like, yeah, I have a girl name. But that's all you remember, huh? Sadly, yes. Just that and nothing more. And if you hadn't turned up asking for my name, I wouldn't have needed one. Which means I'm only Alice because of you. And so as of this moment, purely for the sake of convenience, your name shall be Alice. You want me to be Alice? Think about it. We both have amnesia. Personally, I remember the name Alice, but not who it belongs to. It makes sense if I was Alice. Then you turn up and as fate would have it, you have amnesia too. As for me, I can't say I recognize you, but maybe we knew each other before we lost our memories. Thus, there's a chance Alice is actually your name. We knew each other? I mean, it's just a guess. Maybe we were friends. Or maybe we were sworn enemies. Or maybe we were in love. Now that is out of the question. You're not even my type. I like you, though. Now, do you mean that in the platonic sense? Or, you know what? Never mind. Don't answer that. So what's your problem? Is there something wrong with the name Alice? I thought you wanted me to give you a name, remember? That's all well and good, but now we'll both be named Alice. Kind of weird, don't you think? In that case, I'll be English-style Alice, and you can be Japanese-style Arisu. Arisu. Or, what, you want me to call you Alice with a question mark at the end? Is that what you want? Arisu. Nope. I've got to be Arisu. Nope, I'm good with Arisu. Nice to meet you, Alice. Yes, nice to meet you, Arisu. Although ideally I'd like it if we never met again. So what's your next move, Alice? Next move? I don't have a next move. Why do you want to know? Why did I name myself Spacey if I was going to be called Arisu? Knowing precisely how clueless you are, I'll bet you think we can get out of here. Sad to say, I wouldn't waste my time if I were you. Or probably trapped. What makes you assume that? Because it's the truth. Granted, I have no way of proving it. But let's just call it a gut feeling. Why do you want to leave anyway? Am I right thinking you don't want to stay here? I suppose you're right. I do want to get out of here. I may not have my memories, but I can tell I'm not meant to be here. I mean, why else would the darkness attack me earlier? The darkness attacked you? Yeah, before we met up, I was searching for an exit when it grabbed my leg out of nowhere. I thought it was going to swallow me up. The darkness was like, oh, you want an exit? Here you go. And she was running, and he's like, but I was helping you. Everybody just misjudges the darkness. Really now? You make it sound as though the darkness has a mind of its own. Come to think of it. What? Have you finally realized the extent of your own stupidity? How is it I'm able to see you so clearly when it's pitch black in here? Isn't that kind of strange? It seems you're starting to catch on. You're still nowhere near what I'd call smart, but at least we're making progress. If only at what I would consider to be a snail's pace. Are you saying this is something you noticed right away? Well, obviously. Who do you take me for? A badass? Good. 1 point for you. So, how does it work? We're not glowing or anything, are we? In this darkness, one would think we'd only see each other as shadowy silhouettes. But to me, you look just the same as you would under ordinary daylight. Oh, I know. What about me? Can you see me? And now you're back to 0 points. You really are brain dead, you know that? If I couldn't see you, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. You think I'm out here practicing a one-man comedy routine or something? I have better things to do in my spare time, thanks. And before you start, no, I can't communicate with ghosts or anything like that. I wasn't getting there yet, but that's a fair assumption because, we have amnesia. We could also be dead. That happens a lot. If we had amnesia and we're also dead, okay, then again, that happens a lot too. Amnesia is pretty much par for the course at this point, but being dead is like 50-50 chance. Well, then again, I do have amnesia, so I guess it's theoretically possible I'm secretly a handsome young exorcist. If it bothers you so much, how about you use your own 2 eyes and find out? Or are they just there for decoration? You're right. I can't be a ghost. I have hands and feet and everything. He's like, because a ghost couldn't have hands and feet? Phew, that's a relief. Oh, we're getting off topic. Let's rewind a bit. So you feel uncomfortable staying here because you suspect the darkness will consume you. Do you have any logical basis for feeling this way? No, not really. It's just a gut feeling. The same way you know we're trapped. I don't know what sort of darkness you've been dealing with, but supposing it's some sort of sentient fantasy darkness, why would it attack you and not me? I've been standing here the whole time, and unlike you, I've been perfectly safe. How do you explain that? I'm not sure. All I know is that there must be a reason it tried to devour me, though I don't know if it was seeking me specifically, or if I just happened to pass by or what. The only other alternative I can think of is, what if the darkness wasn't attacking me, but rather my body was attempting to assimilate itself? Oh? And what do you suppose would happen then? I'm not sure. I think maybe I'd disappear. Cease to exist, something like that. I see. In that case, let me ask a different question. How do you know for certain that you have amnesia? I don't know. Do you want to get your memories back? Maybe? No, I definitely want my memories back. Even at the cost of your current self? What do you mean? As it stands now, you have no identity. You can't remember your childhood, your ambitions, anything. In other words, you're a blank slate. To be clear, although genes play a role in the formation of our personality, most of it's depending on our environment. Our identities are built upon the foundation of our past experiences. And right now, for you, that very foundation has changed entirely. So although you're the same person on the outside, you're nothing alike on the inside. And if you regain your memory, you'll slowly but surely awaken the other version of you locked away inside yourself. You may assume the other was a good person, but you can't deny the possibility that she wasn't. After all, you can't remember either way. Assuming you get those memories back, are you prepared to face the sins of your past? Yeah, I am. No matter what mistakes she made, no matter who she is, she's still me. He is like the gatekeeper to the world. That's all I'm saying. Like, it sounds woo. This is definitely how amnesia starts, where you're like in a weird world and you're like, pick a place and you go to a place. A very admirable, that's him. A very admirable, but even if you can accept her, there's no guarantee that she will accept you. Oh, are we going to be Orion in our own body? That's weird. What if you regain your memory only to find that you despise the person you were without it? I don't know. If she despises me, what does that mean for me? You'll probably disappear. One of you will anyway. Either you or her. So, no different from if I were assimilated into the darkness. Precisely. To be honest, there's still a lot I don't quite understand, but I can tell that you're worried about me. Thank you. Excuse me? You're a sweet, kind-hearted person. I'm sure you don't want me to disappear. What makes you think that? Isn't it obvious? Everything you just said makes it crystal clear you don't want to see me go. Do you have a brain, or is it all sunshine and rainbows up there? Maybe they left you in the oven too long. Or maybe they made me extra special. Not like other girls. Your unfailing optimism sickens me. Why the hell would I care about a girl I've only just met? Maybe you like me. Or maybe being alone frightens you. It's like I'm talking to a brick wall. Look here, lady. If that's not it, then maybe you don't want to disappear. Maybe you don't want to remember. What makes you think that? If it's not me you're worried about, then it has to be you. I mean, there's literally no one else here, so. You must be the dumbest person alive. Where exactly do you think we are? A really dark place? You're not using your imagination. Try again, and this time think a little harder. I'll give you 3 whole seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time's up! Oh, come on! I'm not going to put up with any more of your half-baked logic, so I'll just cut to the chase. If you ask me, we're in a dream. A dream? Is that even possible? Listen, I may have amnesia, but my gut tells me that this world is not reality. So if not reality, what is it? Well, if you think about it, the most realistic answer would be a dream. You said the darkness tried to swallow you, but darkness isn't sentient in real life. So it follows that the thing you encountered was not, in fact, actual darkness, just an imitation of darkness. So why would you claim that the darkness attacked you? Relax, I'm not trying to say you lied. I'm merely attempting to dispute your statement using deductive reasoning. Got ourselves a little Sherlock here. Supposing this were a dream, however, it would all make sense. After all, if this is a dream, then quite frankly, anything is possible. In a dream, who knows what might attack you? Monsters, ghosts, faux darkness, the Loch Ness Monster, pretty much whatever you can think of. All logic goes out the window. This concludes my dream reasoning. Any questions? Hello? Quit making faces at me. Are you trying to make me laugh? I figured if I pinched my cheek, I'd know if I were in a dream or not. Oh, I see. Well then, allow me to assist. Ow! That hurts! I think. Have you heard of phantom pain? Supposedly, it's a phenomenon wherein you experience pain in a limb that's no longer attached to your body. They don't know the exact cause of it, but for whatever reason, apparently the brain can register pain that isn't really there. He is like a fucking thesaurus or some shit. Like, he's like fucking dictionary, encyclopedia, all this fucking shit all wrapped into one. Like, I don't even know. Why is it that we dream in color? How is it that these dreams can perfectly replicate food right down to the smell and taste? It's because we know what they smell and taste like. We remember, and our dreams use the same neural circuits as our memories. Thus, one could say that a dream is a reproduction or recreation of our memories. In most cases, the people and places that appear in your dreams are taken wholesale from your past. Dreams can't show you the answer to things you don't know, but they can take what you've experienced and invent a solution from there. Alternatively, think about it this way. Let's say you dream that you're falling. Then you wake up to find you've fallen out of bed, and voila! So you're welcome to use the classic pinch yourself option to test if you're dreaming, but the pain or lack thereof doesn't matter. Doesn't prove anything. Not unless you wake up. I see. Again, it's all just a theory. No matter how credible it may sound, I can't actually prove any of it. So just take it all with a grain of salt. After all, it only counts as a dream if we wake up. Suppose this really is a dream. Why haven't I woken up? Good grief, you ignorant plebeian. I don't have all the answers. I may be a genius, but I'm not a miracle worker. Try actually using your brain for once instead of making everyone else do all the heavy lifting for you. You're the one who asked me if I had any questions. Fine, whatever. I'll give you a hint. Remember when you said you'd disappear if you were assimilated into the darkness? That suggests to me that your very existence in this dream is on thin ice. My whole existence? Yes. You don't remember who you are, which points to amnesia. But how is it that you have amnesia if the dream itself is built from your memories? Maybe I went to sleep questioning my identity. Or maybe I wanted to forget. Or maybe I have amnesia and I went to sleep and this is all my brain can register because I have no memories. Both perfectly reasonable conclusions. Is that why you're so convinced we can't escape? Exactly. You said you were attacked by darkness, but perhaps that was just your subconscious mind trying to erase the manifestation of your identity. For that matter, if this really is a dream, then whose dream is it? Yours or mine? If we're dreaming about each other, then what relationship do we have in the waking world? Apparently you exist purely to annoy me. If this is my dream, then it's a nightmare. And frankly, I'm dying to wake up any second now. That sucks. Huh. Once again, we're getting way off track here. Oh, right. Where were we? I seem to recall we were debating whether or not this place has an exit. You still want to leave? Yeah, dream or not, I want to get out of here. Even if the real world wants you to stay? If this dream is a figment of my memory, then surely the real me wants to wake up just as much as I do. Are we Sleeping Beauty? There's a lot of fairy tale characters and we don't have her, him, it, whatever. All right, well, have fun looking for the exit. Personally, I'm fine right where I am. Wandering around sounds like a waste of my time anyway. I'm exhausted enough just from entertaining this social interaction. So if you somehow escape, then it's a win-win for both of us. Won't you be scared all by yourself? Won't you miss me? Doubt it. I'll miss you, though. Has anyone ever told you how goddamn self-absorbed you are? I'd say just you, but I can't remember. Get it? Amnesia! Everything's a joke with you, isn't it? If this is your personality minus your memories, I need to see what you're like normally. That's fair. I kind of feel like you deserve it, though. God, Buddha, Allah, who's ever up there, I beg of you to wake me from this hell. Deliver me from this ditzy demon. They say only believers shall be saved, but it's not the duty of a deity to bestow salvation unto all unconditionally, but is it not? Sorry. Let's look for the exit together. 2 heads are better than 1, you know. Sure, maybe for you, but have you stopped to consider the possibility that from my perspective, you're just dead weight? And you might be right, but either way, I'm not going to abandon you here. 4 words. Mind your own business. Your kindness is only kind if the other person wants it. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me. I want to be with you. And if you had a shred of decency or common sense, you'd realize normal people call that being selfish. I'd say it depends on the circumstances. You just refuse to give up, don't you? Terrifying. Starting to question your sanity. What do you say we look nothing alike? That's a load of bullshit. We're both kind of blonde and we both have blue eyes, so like we look a lot alike. Don't worry. No matter what happens, I won't let go. You're not alone. I'll always be with you. Are we Alice? Are we a boy romancing boys? Because I'm just saying, it almost feels like we're supposed to not be Alice. We're supposed to be us. But like, I'll always be with you. It just really sounds like... it's really weird. I get it. So this is like Amnesia, but we are Orion taking over the body of some chick, and we're like, yeah! So we're Alice in the body of a girl. I don't know. That would actually be kind of fun. I'm not lying. We need a game like that, but... Do we really have to hold hands? Yep. What for? Because... Let me guess. Because I said so, right? Right. Pathetic. Utterly pathetic. I despise pointless physical exercise, and that's exactly what this is. What a waste of resources. In this case, my stamina and my time. Unfortunately, if you want to make efficient use of your time, then you must sacrifice something in exchange. With every breath we take, time keeps marching on. And thus, I would typically choose whatever's fastest and most convenient. You're very wordy. But sadly, the concept of time doesn't exist in this world. Which means it can't be wasted no matter how hard we try. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. And so, if I'm under no obligation to hurry, then I'll gladly take my sweet time. So you better walk as slowly as possible. You hear me? No running. Don't lead me around in circles. And if I get tired, you better believe I'm taking a break. Got it. He's so fucking lazy. So begins the story of Alice and Arisu. Hand in hand, you wander through the darkness in search of an exit. What are you snickering about? You make me so uncomfortable. Are your screws loose again? Oh, that's right, you don't have any. You don't have any. My mistake. You know what, Alice? I'm glad we met. I enjoy talking to you, and in spite of all your protests to the contrary, I think you feel the same way. You're such a sweetheart. She's so innocent. She's like, you're so nice, and everyone would be like, you're kind of a dick. Shut up. Anyone else would have clocked him by now. I swear, I can't even think straight around you. And so the friendly conversation continues. Friendly conversation. No ground to walk on. No concept of time. No one else in sight. And yet with Alice at your side, you don't miss any of it. You walk and walk and walk. There appears before you a giant looking glass. It looks like a bunch of crystals. Ooh, look at that big crystal. It's so pretty. It's a mirror. Is it? Oh, it is? If it were a crystal, I somehow doubt we could see our reflections quite this clearly. You're right. I can see my face from every angle. The real question is it a mirror by intention or by chance? Either way, there's something special about it, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's weird that it's so sparkly here in the dark. Is it glowing? Or is light shining onto it from somewhere? If that's weird, then what about us being able to see each other? It's not like we're jellyfish or fireflies or anglerfish. There's no logic to it. Maybe this is the exit. I cannot begin to understand how you could see this mirror and immediately think it's the exit. You're Alice. We're in a weird land. Walk through the mirror. I mean, Jesus. It's not that hard. That said, however, under these circumstances, I suppose I can't say with 100% certainty that you're wrong. Still, I mean, look at it. It's just a mirror. No tricks, no gimmicks, nothing. If this were a fairy tale, though, I'm sure we could jump through the looking glass into another world. What would the other world be like? A mirror reflection of this one, obviously. And if this is a dream, then maybe the world beyond the mirror is reality. What do you think it's like back where we came from? I couldn't tell you. If this is a nightmare, then maybe the real world is better. Or maybe reality itself is the real nightmare. Now, I wonder what would happen if we smashed it. Don't you dare! Relax. We don't have to break the whole thing. Who knows? Maybe something will happen. I'm not about to try it, though. Bottom line, I don't care what this thing is, and I don't care about getting out of here. Besides, I'm not stupid enough to try to break the mirror with my bare hands. It's too risky. Well, I'm not going to break it either. Sure, maybe you're right. Maybe something would happen if I did. But on the other hand, maybe this mirror means a lot to someone. Don't be such a square. An idiot like you would be right at home with the whole, "You're right, let's try it. Yeah!" smash. Routine. Well, that took a long time. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But what if you got hurt in the process? If I got hurt, I would hate your guts naturally, and I'd cuss you out for being such a thoughtless, reckless baboon. Could you blame me? Maybe there's a reason this giant mirror is here. Maybe we can clear away the darkness by going into the world beyond. And she's ignoring me again. In the real world, it would be impossible to pass through a mirror. It's the stuff of dreams and fantasy. Pure nonsense. But this is a dream, right? Possibly. Maybe it's a lucid dream and we can consciously control what happens within it. If so, I want to pass through the mirror to the other side. Just as you reach out to the mirror, suddenly the mirror radiates a blinding light. I wonder if he is a route. I'm really curious, but I can't click off because then it would fuck up my recording. But when the light fades, the mirror no longer reflects you, but two other figures. What the hell? Ugh, damn it, I can't see. On the left is a man with an expression as dull as cinders. Cinderella. On the right is a man with a Red Riding Hood pulled down over his eyes. Red Riding Hood. In case you were confused. Men? Well, if you think they look like women, then maybe you ought to get your eyes checked. God knows I need an optometrist after that blinding flash. So this is interesting. Okay, so we know, in episode 1, you only have the two options. But it's kind of interesting because there's only these two options. So I wonder if you could only, maybe the first time you play the game, you can only get those ones. You know what I mean? Because I was just kind of thinking, let's say with Amnesia, how it was split up, you have the 4 different worlds, and you couldn't get Yukio's route until you did the other 4, right? But it gave you the 4 options. If they had released it in parts, would they have just been okay, here's just the option? Would the other 3 have been grayed out? So this, you know what I mean? They show 2 guys. What are you going to do when the other... I would assume it's the same intro, right? And the point where we were going to choose was only going to have the 2 options, and either the other ones would be grayed out or they just wouldn't be there if it was like Amnesia where you click a button. But this is presenting it like, here, there's 2 men in front of you, and you're like, okay, but there's actually like 7 in this whole game, so like, I'm sure some of them don't unlock until after, but I'm just really curious how, if you had the full game, how this would have played out. You know what I mean? Would have been like there are 7 people in front of you, this, and then there were other, like, you know what I mean? Where, like, instead of it saying there are 2 men appear in front of you, it would have said there are 7, and then you get to choose. You know what I mean? I guess that's a possibility. And then they just cut out, okay, we're going to take out this scene, and this scene, like these couple of lines and images because those routes aren't out. I'm sorry, I'm just really curious how that works. So we'll find out if they ever release part 2. But anyway, they both have similar vibe to them, don't they? And they seem familiar somehow. Funny you should say that. I was just thinking the same thing. You prod the surface of the mirror with your finger and it ripples like water. Looks like it'll let us through. Why are we taking you with us? Wait, am I going to have to fight you for their romance? Oh. It's going to be interesting. Sure does. And now before you say anything, let me make this clear. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll plunge headfirst through one or the other entirely at random. But we don't know what these worlds are like or how these men will treat us. It'd be utterly reckless and foolhardy to jump in blindly without pausing to think about the consequences. Frankly, I'm opposed to it, and I don't want to go. Not because I'm scared, mind you. I never wanted to go in the first place. It's my nature to resist needless complications. But you're pulling me by the hand, and I doubt you're going to let me go anytime soon, which means I'll inevitably be dragged through the looking glass along with you. Of course, one could argue that we're in the same boat, but if so, then I want off. Ever since I met you, you have been absolutely nothing but trouble. You're obnoxious, and I'm sick of tolerating all your selfish demands. With all that said, I ask you, which will you choose? Which reflection will you choose? The man with eyes as dull as cinders, the man with the Red Riding Hood. Okay. Oh dear. What do we choose? I feel like we just go Cinderella first because he's the first one there, and then we'll do Red Riding Hood afterward because, you know what I mean? We'll just go in that order. I don't think it matters which one you do because the worlds are totally separate, so it's not like, one has, like, you know, it's not like they're spoilers. You know what I'm saying? So I think we'll just go. Oh no, they're the same. I was wondering if these little things over here were different. So let's just go for Cinderella. We'll go for Saint Germain first. I don't know what his voice is going to be like. We'll figure it out when we see him. I choose this one. Together, you and Alice reach out to the mirror. Then you walk through the glass and jump down into the looking glass world. And there's our intro, but I'm not going to play it because I don't know if it's copyrighted. So, once upon a time, in the looking glass world, there lived a selfish, arrogant young upstart named Cinderella. Oh, fun! His father, a commoner, was the founder of Cinder Textiles, a self-made man who had amassed an incredible fortune over his lifetime. Heir to his father's assets, Cinderella grew up having everything handed to him on a silver platter, and as an adult, he became a notorious playboy. Oh, great! He's the asshole! But he's not wearing glasses. Disappointment. Welcome to my party. Wine and dine to your heart's content. Tonight, it's all on me. We'll adjust it, but he's got to be kind of like snobby boys anyway. Every weekend, he held a banquet. He wore only the finest clothes from the finest brands, and his wristwatches were all studded with jewels. Crowds of people flocked to him wherever he went. Hi there, a great party. You bought this cafe for its primo location, I'll bet. Yeah, more or less. A property investment into where it's at these days, you know. He's so pretty, I love him. Anyway. And the land value in this neighborhood has been skyrocketing. And that explains the new car and watch. Not to mention that ring you're wearing. What a gorgeous shade of blue. Reminds me of the ocean. Oh, this old thing? Bought it off some foreign merchant. Want it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Huh. I'll give you everything you could possibly want, if you'll be with me tonight. Oh, of course. I'll look forward to it. Mwah. Mansions, condos, luxury cars, you name it. He's a whore! Oh! We're dating the whore first. If he wanted it, he bought it. Thank you for inviting me tonight. I appreciate this opportunity to meet people and enjoy a night of music. And no problem. So, have you had a chance to consider that loan proposal? Huh? Oh, right, that. Sure, I'll loan it to you. As much as you need. Just say the word. Thank you so much. You're a saint, sir. He lived a glamorous life most people could only dream of. All who knew him respected him, feared him, and eagerly kissed up to him. I mean, he's kind of hot, so not gonna... He's hot and rich. Ugh. Hey! Snow! Gretel! What do you need? We're not gonna do too worried about everybody else's voices, because when we get to them, I'm gonna forget. So I'm just saying, Snow and Gretel are other boyfriendos we can date. However, I'm not going to remember their voices is what I'm getting at. Anyway. There you are, Snow. Listen here, you little twerp. Quit slacking off. You're supposed to be waiting on these people, not kicking back with a novel. Cafe's closed. I'm off the clock. As far as I can tell, you're always off the clock. Cinderella had 2 younger brothers, neither of whom looked much like him. He made them both work for him at the cafe. From cooking to cleaning, he forced all the most annoying jobs on them. I like this as a reverse Cinderella. This is fucking great. Where's Gretel? Beats me. Probably cooped up in the kitchen making desserts. Huh. Baking again, eh? I wish he'd funnel that passion into his work. Maybe then we'd turn a profit. So you're really gonna leave me hanging here? You think you're too good to join the party? Is that it? Oh, buzz off, hypocrite. You ran back here as soon as you could, and you're the host. Huh. Yeah, well, I think I've earned the privilege. Who's footing the bill for this shindig? Me. Who owns this house? Me. I've got the money, so I make the rules. He's gonna get his comeuppance, and... yeah. Yeah, whatever. Besides, I enjoy how flustered they get whenever I disappear. They're only here to mooch off me anyway. Give me a ring. Give me a loan. Idiots. So I act real nice, make 'em feel good, and then I leave 'em high and dry. The looks on their faces, I tell ya, priceless. You're such an ass. It kind of is. Why is everyone we're meeting in this game such a douche? This is like douche-o Alice is what it is. I kind of love it. Oh my god. Oh, I'm the bad guy. Do you know how much this ring costs? Like hell I'm giving it to that bimbo. And no, I'm not loaning out my money, dumbass. It's not my job to bail your company out of debt. You know how I handle these uppity snobs? I shake them down a peg. That's how I get my kicks. Uppity snobs, huh? Have you looked in the mirror lately? Excuse me, did you say something? Not a word. Whatever, forget it. I'm thirsty. Give me a drink, would ya? Chop chop. And there's nothing for you up here. Just go back downstairs. Plenty of drinks out there, or so I hear. And the second I walk back out there, they're all gonna swarm all over me. You know that. Well, why not step outside or something? I don't feel like it. And then enjoy the swarm. All right, pretty boy. That's enough. Whoops. Oh my god. Guys. Gretel looks like a little Kaguya. A black butterfly. He doesn't have the droopy eyes, but then the hair and the there he just came in and I was like, oh my god, it's like Kaguya. It's just like a oh, I love you. Why can't we go down your route now? They need to have the rest of this game because I need my mini Kaguya route. Like, he's probably not going to be anything like him at all, but he just reminds me of him, and I love it. Anyway. Oh, here you are, Cinderella. Your guests are asking for you. Oh, Gretel, perfect timing. Give me a drink, would ya? If you don't have one, go get one. That's an order from your older brother. No, thank you. Go get it yourself. Oh, and by the way, this is for you. It's shortbread, my new recipe. I don't want it anymore, so feel free to dump it on your patrons or dispose of it as you please. It's your shortbread. You hand it out. Don't make me do your work for you. Why didn't you pass it out while you were down there? I gotta get into his voice because I'm like losing it. I keep like switching between different things, but I'll get into it. Don't worry. Perhaps I would if I were on the clock, but I made this shortbread for myself in my personal time for fun. I didn't make it for the party. Sadly, I'm too full to eat another bite, so now I'm giving it to you. Essentially, these are my leftovers, and God knows Snow White won't eat them. I sure won't. So you're giving me your scraps? Man, you know this crap's just gonna make my mouth dry, and I'm already thirsty. Then go back downstairs and have as many drinks as you like. Besides, forcing us to work overtime is illegal. If you insist, I'll sue you for unfair labor practices. We'll go straight to the Labor Standards Bureau. Is that really how you want to treat your own brother? Sheesh. You boys are stone cold. Hypocrite. Pot, meet kettle. Cinderella, sir, where are you? See, they're calling you dear brother. You punks. I'm gonna get you back for this. He sounds like a third-rate villain. I do wish he would try to have some dignity. Alas, perhaps it's too much to ask for. His heart, his money, his life, all the color in his world had faded to an ashen gray. And they called him Cinderella. Anyway, I see you got stuck with the shortbread. Oh, crap. Once upon a time in the looking-glass world, there was a mansion. We should have actually probably... Hold on. Can I go back? I can't. Ah. Oh, I don't want to... Oh, okay, hold on. I was going to, like, at that point, we should have stopped, because that would have been a good stopping point if it's a little under time. So I'm going to stop here, just because I'm a little... Now I'm concerned if I close... I don't want to close the game. I'm assuming it doesn't close the game, but I'm sure it closes this box. But I don't want to take a chance. I'm going to save first. But I'm going to wrap this part up here. I'm actually really enjoying this. So you know what? Yeah, no, I'm actually glad that I spent the money. This is good. I take back my gripe. I mean, yes, it's still a little expensive, but you know what? At least, I mean, the translation so far is good. It's witty. I'm enjoying it. So, all right. So, yeah, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.